What's going on, guys? All in day 39, I think. 40? One of the two. Let's go over the trade I took, how price played out. Upon market open, we were looking pretty bearish on both indexes here. So you can look at NQ. And I was looking for shorts because of this bearish market. And we had this gap here, this 1 hour gap, and had price come into this equilibrium on the 1 hour as well. So it was here in this equilibrium. On ES also had this gap here. We had, oh wait, this is the daily. We had this gap here, which it did not come into. But that was a good target, or where I would want to see price reverse, as well as this equilibrium, like I said. And ES was pushing off this equilibrium pretty heavy. That's what I saw. I saw price market open come down, come all the way up, and I was really targeting this 5-minute equilibrium here, and this 5-minute gap here would have been my break even, right? So I took the trade on NQ. I didn't see it play out as I liked, but we had every confluence that we needed. We had this equilibrium on the 1 hour that was tapped into, and on ES you can see how well it tapped into it. Ultimately, I did want to see price come up into this gap, but I started seeing confirmation that price was going to turn around before that, balancing off this equilibrium. So what I saw here was right here we had this breaker structure, right, at this candle, and like I said before in my previous videos, I'm waiting for the next opportunity to present, the next entry confluence. So I saw this breaker structure right here, and I didn't enter here. I hesitated for a little bit, definitely, and once I saw price kind of reacting, it was reacting bearishly, and I had entered like pretty much here, pretty much at that candle, had stops above here, and target down here. This was my break even. So I entered 2 minutes later, this giant wick comes up, and then price comes all the way down to my TP. That is how the cookie crumbled. I saw my setup, I saw the opportunity the market was giving me, and I entered upon it. I felt a little bit of fear, just because of how choppy it was, and how and not waiting for this 1 hour to get tapped into. But I had conviction, I had full confidence that price was going to go down towards that 5-minute equilibrium, was going to come down here and retrace and come back and tap into the gap and then reverse farther down. That was my consensus. That was exactly what happened, but we timed the entry a little early, and unfortunately the market manipulators, they manipulated the fuck out of me, and I got stopped out. Price ran to TP. So I think today's analyzation of the market was spot on, but the entry is where things went wrong, and that I simply can't explain. I was thinking about it today, and I simply don't know why this candle spawned in and took me out like that. We had it on both indexes where it just freaking took me out, right? And I don't understand it. I really don't. And I was trying to think of what I could have learned from this, what I had done wrong. And was I being impatient? Was my entry premature? I don't know. I do not know. I wanted to re-enter. I wanted to revenge trade so bad, and I felt that anger, and I decided, you know what? I'm done. I lost $400. That's good with me. And I really wasn't mad after the fact, and I realized that the market is giving me a learning opportunity here. How can I learn from it? And that's what I just kept saying in my head over and over again. During the trade, I was a little nervous. I was a little fearful, and I still entered, despite the hesitation prior. I entered and had thought to myself, what's going to happen next? The drive of curiosity was sparking in my head, and I was really I really didn't care about the outcome. I really didn't care about the results. So what I was preaching yesterday, I took into effect today, and been using that, or used that today. And I'm not going to say it wasn't successful, because the feeling that I had within myself had dissipated. The emotional thoughts of closing early or doing something stupid wasn't there. I'm not justifying my entry. I simply don't know what this is here. Was I just simply manipulated? Was I, I'm not going to blame the market here. The market did not make me enter, did not click the button for me. So there's only one person to blame, that is myself. I am just looking at this, and I kind of just laughed after the fact, really. That when I got stopped out, I just laughed. I was just like, really? And I sat here and continued to watch price, and I saw it come down here, and I was like, you know what? Let's wrap it up. Let's go. Let's go to the gym. I took it with a positive attitude, and that is the whole aspect of it. As of recently, I've been trying to just look at the market, look at this whole trading thing at a different perspective, to learn about myself, to become one with oneself, and to master oneself. And I was thinking earlier today, like, why do I like doing this? Why have I chosen this to be what I do with the rest of my life? Is because 90%, and let me go back before I say anything. I had thought that I liked trading because it was like a video game. That's what I had thought. And yes, that is true. I do feel like it is a video game. I'm sitting here on a computer, clicking a button, and it's like playing cookie clicker back in, second grade or something. And that's kind of how it feels. But I had come to a realization that, why do I actually like this? And this comes back to the fact that 90% of trading is psychology. Before I dropped out of college, I took a psychology class. Now, did I enjoy learning about the brain, about human psychology? Yes. Did I have the best teacher? Did I have the best class that gave me a bunch of bullshit work? Yes. So ultimately, I had dropped the class, not because of what I didn't, what I was learning, but simply because of the teacher. And some of the bullshit assignments I was getting, freaking 8 assignments a week. half of them are due in the middle of the week. And I'm just like, oh my gosh, man, I got 3 other classes to deal with. But this is besides the fact. What I'm getting at here is I love human psychology. I've always thought the human brain is something to explore, something to learn about. And this applies to myself, like if I could learn about the human brain, I can learn about myself. I can learn more about why the actions I've taken throughout my life, why is it the way that I act, why is it the way that I feel, etc., etc. The human brain is so powerful. And I've always known that. I've always thought that. I mean, like movies like Limitless or like Lucy, if you ever seen any of those movies, it's like, it talks about pretty much the expansion of the human mind and gaining that 100% control of the human mind. And if that shit was real, that'd be fucking awesome, but I'm not 100% sure if it is. Us as humans have not evolved to that point yet, but like I said, I was getting at here is I love psychology. And it is a blessing that God has given me this passion for human psychology to be able to do this today. And this is just a message to anybody watching, or y'all watching this, that find what makes you tick, find what makes you it could be within trading, and that's why some people are like trading. Like, some people like to be right, some people like to they like the idea of candlesticks, they like the idea of numbers, statistics, etc., etc. But if you're trading because you want to make money, I'm gonna be sorry to say, but this ain't for you. And you can hear plenty of people say that money is sure, it's the objective of trading, it is the result of trading, but you should not be seeking out that result or that objective. You should be seeking out something more meaningful, something that is not tangible within trading. And that could be simply learning about yourself, because trading is a journey not about the chart and the candlesticks and what you are seeing, but what you are seeing within yourself, the progress within yourself, not on the chart. You are learning more about yourself. You're trying to master yourself, and that is what trading is about mastering yourself, overcoming your emotions and controlling your actions based on your emotions. Because nobody can, dissipate all their emotions and have zero emotion trading, being a robot, etc., etc. But you can learn to acknowledge those emotions and act on them accordingly. And that's what it really is about. It's about yourself, it is about learning about yourself, and ultimately, that is the skill, that is the knowledge that you are going to carry on for the rest of your life, is learning about yourself, learning about, what is to come next. And even if you don't stick with trading, the things that you've learned from trading, the things that you've learned about yourself from trading are going to stick with you. I can't guarantee that I can read the future, that I can foresee the future. I know where I want to be. I have an idea of how I want to get there. And if it is through trading, that would be phenomenal. And that's my plan as of now, is through trading, is to get to where I want to be. I don't intend on giving up. And that is, most of the reason why people do give up, because they don't want to take the accountability of their actions. They don't want to be aware of their emotions and how it makes them make decisions. Because you can't look from a third eye view, from bird's eye lens of yourself. You're never going to be able to do this. You have to almost disembody your your mind from your, from your body. And like, I don't know how to explain it, but it's like you're looking at yourself from top view down, like GTA, And I could just be rambling, like yesterday, bro. But this is just a lot of stuff going through my head as of currently, and what I'm opening up my mind to is not only making me a happier person and giving me a better attitude, but is also helping me for future endeavors. But like what I was saying, you need to be accountable. You need to be aware of your actions and your decisions and the emotions that you were feeling, so that later down your career that you can identify those emotions, and you can know what is right and what is wrong, what is the right decision to take. And I think that's what, trading is here to help me, is to help you. But yeah, guys, a lot of things going through my head. This is just some of it. If y'all like more of this content where I'm kind of just speaking, yapping, or you guys just want to see what kind of trade I've taken today, let me know. But enough said, guys. I've said a lot. It's getting long. I feel like these videos are getting longer and longer as they go. But I like talking. I like talking about this, about, entrepreneurship, your mind, your psychology, your mindset, I love talking about that stuff. And I think that is really what sparked my love for this and my passion for this. So, anyways, guys, I will see y'all tomorrow. Tomorrow's Friday. Hopefully we can get something better. Cause, I'm not going to say today was the worst price action I've ever seen, but it could always be better. It could always be a higher probable setup. I think today I just identified the market at a skewed perspective, seeing that today's price action wasn't, as probable as I would have liked. If I could have gotten entry up here, before 11, before 10:30, as you could see, it would have played out. But this would have been the highest probable trade if price came up into this zone, which I wanted to see. It happened, and now price dumped. This would have been a good trade right here for sure. Beautiful trade, actually, like this. Exactly what I was talking about yesterday. Not the first entry, but the second. Yeah. Free. But this was a little late. But anyways, guys, getting long. I'll see y'all tomorrow in the next one. Peace.